4-year-old Jack, 6-year-old Lilly, two bright, innocent lives vanished in a quiet neighborhood in Nova Scotia. For months, the community has waited, hearts heavy with worry, desperately hoping for a miracle. And now, eyewitnesses have come forward. What they have revealed paints a chilling picture, and the details will shock anyone following this tragic story. Could this finally be the turning point in the disappearance of the Sullivan children? Those who saw the children in their final moments remember them vividly. One neighbor recalls the morning they were last seen. Lilly, laughing, her eyes sparkling with mischief, running across the yard as Jack chased after her with the boundless energy of a 4-year-old. It was just a normal morning, the eyewitness said, but suddenly they were gone. I prayed they'd be safe. We all did. But the news today, it's devastating. The streets that once echoed with the innocent laughter of children now resonate with silence and sorrow. The neighborhood is gripped with fear, uncertainty, and heartbreak. Every day brings a new wave of questions. Every search attempt fuels the hope of discovery. And every sign posted by neighbors is a plea to the world: bring our children home. The RCMP continues to pursue every lead. Hundreds of tips, dozens of interviews, and extensive search efforts have yet to reveal their whereabouts. Yet the community holds on to the fragments of hope provided by eyewitnesses who remember the children as they were, full of life, curiosity, and joy. And while the investigation unfolds, these memories remind us of what has been lost. Now, as this tragic story develops, it's more important than ever to stay informed. Every detail could bring answers. Every report could reveal the truth. The story of Lilly and Jack Sullivan is a reminder of the fragility of life and the urgency of vigilance in protecting the most vulnerable. Sit down, stay with us, and watch closely as we unravel every update in this heartbreaking case. Follow, subscribe, and share this story so that the world never forgets Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Your attention could make a difference. Every tip, every watch, every share matters. It was an ordinary morning in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, yet the calm held a quiet tension, a stillness that few could notice at the time. The sun was just beginning to peek over the rooftops, painting the streets in soft hues of gold. Birds chirped lazily, the wind rustled through the trees, and the neighborhood seemed untouched by worry, a serene backdrop to what would soon become a nightmare. 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan giggled as she twirled in the yard, her small feet kicking up dust and leaves. Jack, only 4, ran behind her, his laughter ringing out like bells, full of mischief and excitement. To anyone watching, it was a scene of pure childhood joy, innocent, carefree, and unremarkable in its normalcy. But for one neighbor, peering through the blinds, the moment would become unforgettable. I remember seeing them, Lilly spinning, Jack chasing her. I thought, what a perfect morning, they recalled. And then, in what felt like seconds, they were gone. I couldn't believe it. My heart just sank. Where did they go? How could this happen? Inside the Sullivan home, daily routines continued almost obliviously. Doors creaked, dishes clinked, and the faint hum of normal life contrasted sharply with the growing unease outside. By mid-morning, unease turned into panic. Neighbors noticed the children's absence. Calls were made. Doors were knocked on. Voices, once filled with laughter, now trembled with worry. As the minutes stretched into hours, the RCMP was alerted, and the peaceful neighborhood transformed into a scene of frantic activity. Search parties formed, friends and family combed every yard and alley, and the community was gripped by fear and anxiety. Each unturned stone, every empty swing, every quiet corner became a potential clue or a haunting reminder of what was lost. The eyewitness continued to replay the image in their mind. I thought I'd see them again, maybe in the yard, maybe running inside, but they never appeared. I kept looking, hoping I was wrong, hoping they were safe.
That morning, what began as an ordinary day became the first chapter of one of Nova Scotia's most heart-wrenching mysteries. The disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan left a community stunned, hearts heavy with sorrow, and a nation searching desperately for answers. Their laughter, once a symbol of innocence and joy, now echoes as a haunting reminder of lives abruptly stolen from sight.
As the morning wore on, the realization that Lilly and Jack Sullivan were missing began to sink in. What had started as a routine day now felt like a nightmare unfolding in slow motion. Neighbors and family members frantically searched every corner of the yard, every nearby alley, calling the children's names, but only silence answered. One eyewitness, who had been tending to their garden that morning, recounted the growing dread. "I couldn't believe what I was seeing or not seeing. Their laughter should have been everywhere, but there was nothing, just silence. My stomach dropped and I knew something was very wrong." The RCMP was notified immediately. Within minutes, officers arrived, canvassing the neighborhood, questioning residents, and trying to piece together the last moments anyone had seen Lilly and Jack. Every detail, every tiny observation became vital. Who saw them last? Which way were they going? Was anyone else around? Eyewitnesses described the scene with shock and disbelief. "I kept thinking maybe they wandered off, maybe they were hiding. But as the hours passed, hope started slipping away. It didn't feel real. I kept replaying that morning in my mind, wishing I had done something differently," one neighbor admitted. The search quickly expanded. Volunteers poured in from the community, forming search lines through yards, streets, and wooded areas. Flyers were printed, social media alerts sent, and news crews began documenting the desperate hunt for the children. The town, once quiet and serene, now buzzed with tension, fear, and an unrelenting urgency to find two small lives that seemed to have vanished into thin air. Throughout those first hours, families in the neighborhood huddled together, praying and hoping. Every minute felt like an eternity, another eyewitness reflected. "I kept imagining them somewhere, scared and alone, and it broke my heart. We all wanted to find them safe. We had to believe that." But as evening approached and no trace of Lilly or Jack was found, the atmosphere shifted from hope to worry, and worry to fear. The first hours of the search would set the stage for what became one of Nova Scotia's most haunting and puzzling disappearances, a case that would leave an entire community holding its breath for answers that remained just out of reach. As night fell over Lansdowne Station, the weight of Lilly and Jack Sullivan's disappearance pressed heavily on the community. The RCMP mobilized multiple units, including the Major Crime Unit and Criminal Analysis teams. Officers combed every inch of the Sullivan home, the yard, and the surrounding streets for any trace of the children. Every footprint, every misplaced toy, every tiny detail was scrutinized. Any clue could lead to answers or heartbreak. Eyewitnesses were interviewed repeatedly, their memories dissected for timelines, actions, and behaviors. One neighbor, who had been watering plants that morning, later confessed, "I keep replaying it over and over. I saw Lilly laughing, spinning, and Jack running behind her. At first, I thought nothing of it, just a normal morning. But then, the silence that followed, I'll never forget it. I feel like I missed something crucial." Another resident, standing near the sidewalk that morning, remembered with a trembling voice, "I thought I saw someone watching them, just a shadow at the edge of the yard. I wasn't sure, maybe I imagined it, but now I can't stop thinking about it. What if that's the person who took them?" Inside the Sullivan home, detectives observed signs of a life interrupted. Toys left scattered across the floor, small shoes at the doorway, and a lunchbox untouched on the counter. To anyone who entered, it was as if the children had vanished into thin air. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage from nearby homes and interviewed neighbors who might have seen the children's movements that morning. One witness, a neighbor who regularly walked her dog past the yard, described the moment she realized something was wrong. "I saw Lilly waving at Jack, laughing like nothing could harm them. And then just minutes later, they were gone. I ran over, called out their names, but they never came back. I keep thinking if only I had acted faster, maybe I could have stopped it."
Days stretched into nights as the search escalated. Search dogs combed wooded areas, drones scanned aerial views, and officers meticulously followed leads. Yet, the children remained missing. The community's hope mingled with fear. Every phone call, every tip, every shadow that moved in the yard was scrutinized. The first crucial phase of the investigation set the stage for a tense, ongoing search. Questions multiplied faster than answers. Where could the children be? Was this a tragic accident or something far more sinister? Each eyewitness account, vivid and haunting, added pieces to the puzzle, yet also deepened the mystery, leaving the town desperate for resolution and the nation captivated by a story that refused to fade. As the search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan intensified, new leads began to emerge, and the investigation took on an even more urgent tone. Authorities reviewed hundreds of tips, scrutinizing every report for a thread that could unravel the mystery. The RCMP, aided by specialized units, combed the town and surrounding areas, determined to leave no stone unturned. Eyewitnesses continued to share their memories, each account carrying a weight of regret, fear, and lingering questions. One neighbor, recalling the morning the children vanished, described the scene vividly. "I was watering my garden when I saw Lilly skipping along the yard, Jack running after her. They looked happy, just like any other day. Then, a figure appeared at the edge of the trees. I couldn't see clearly, but it felt wrong. My gut told me something was happening. I called out, but I don't think they heard me, and then they were gone." Another eyewitness, who often walked her dog near the property, recounted, "I saw someone moving near the back of the house. At first I thought it was a neighbor, maybe delivering something, but the way they lingered watching the children, it didn't feel right. I wanted to go check, but I hesitated. I keep replaying that moment in my mind. If I had gone over, maybe I could have done something." A local store owner shared another chilling observation. "I remember seeing Lilly and Jack waving as they ran toward the yard. I thought it was cute, innocent. But then, about 15 minutes later, I noticed a dark vehicle parked nearby, the driver just staring. It seemed out of place. I never reported it at the time, thinking I'd imagined it. Now I wish I had said something." The RCMP meticulously followed every lead, searching wooded areas, abandoned properties, and local paths. Drones scanned fields, search dogs sniffed every corner, and flyers with the children's photos were posted throughout the town. Social media alerts spread like wildfire, and community members organized search parties that stretched deep into the night. Tension gripped the neighborhood. Parents held their children closer. Families whispered prayers, and every familiar sound, an engine, a footstep, a rustle in the bushes, stirred panic. One neighbor admitted, "I kept imagining them hiding somewhere, maybe scared, maybe calling for help. But the more I imagined it, the more terrified I became. Where'd they be? Who would do this?" Amid the mounting pressure, the RCMP reminded the public that no detail was too small. Every tip, every memory, every shadow observed that morning could be crucial. And yet, despite exhaustive efforts, Lilly and Jack remained missing, leaving the town and the nation haunted by the unknown. This stage of the investigation marked a critical turning point. Initial shock had evolved into a relentless pursuit for answers, and eyewitness accounts, vivid and haunting, added urgency, heartbreak, and a chilling immediacy to a story that gripped the world. As days turned into weeks, the absence of Lilly and Jack Sullivan weighed heavily on Lansdowne Station. The community, united in grief and fear, organized vigils and prayer gatherings, lighting candles that flickered in the evening wind, each flame a symbol of hope and remembrance. Eyewitnesses who had seen the children on that fateful morning spoke with anguish. One neighbor recalled, "I remember Lilly spinning in the yard, Jack running after her. They were so full of life. And now, seeing all these candles, I can't help but cry. I keep thinking, if only we had done something sooner, maybe they'd be here." Another resident, who had helped search through the woods near the Sullivan home, recounted the terror of those early days. Every rustle of leaves, every shadow in the trees made my heart race. I kept imagining them hiding, scared, or worse. I wanted to call out to them, to tell them we were looking, but the forest was too dense. I felt helpless. At the vigil, a local pastor spoke of the children's bright spirits, urging the community to hold on to hope. Lilly and Jack brought joy to everyone who knew them. Though we have not seen them for weeks, we cannot let despair take root. We must continue to pray, to search, and to believe that answers will come. Police continued their investigation, but the community felt the weight of each passing day. Eyewitnesses shared haunting memories. I keep thinking about Jack chasing Lilly, her laughter. It's replaying in my mind constantly. I can't stop asking myself, did anyone see what I didn't? Could we have prevented this? Media coverage amplified the story, bringing national attention. Reporters spoke to neighbors, capturing raw emotions and unanswered questions. Yet, despite the spotlight, every tip and lead still seemed just out of reach. The town watched and waited, torn between hope and heartbreak. Each candle lit, each prayer whispered, each eyewitness account shared at the vigil reminded everyone that Lilly and Jack's lives had touched the community profoundly. Their absence created a void felt by all, while their memory fueled a relentless drive to find answers and bring closure to a mystery that had captured the hearts of a nation.
As the search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan entered its critical phase, the atmosphere in Lansdowne Station grew increasingly tense. Weeks of unanswered questions had left the community anxious, fearful, and desperate for any clue. Then, a chilling revelation emerged from an eyewitness who had remained silent until now. According to their account, while walking near the edge of the Sullivan property, they saw something that made their stomach turn and their heart seize with dread. "I thought I saw them lying there," the witness said, voice shaking. "They weren't moving. I can't describe it properly. It looked like they were gone. I wasn't sure if it was real or if my mind was playing tricks on me, but something told me something terrible had happened." The RCMP immediately treated the report with the utmost urgency. Search teams were dispatched back to the area, combing the woods, fields, and nearby paths. Forensic specialists reviewed the scene, while officers conducted further interviews to corroborate the eyewitness account. Every moment carried the weight of potential tragedy. Neighbors recalled the children's last known movements, haunted by the possibility that this eyewitness might have seen a glimpse of their fate. Lilly was spinning in the yard. Jack was chasing her, laughing, one neighbor recounted, voice breaking. "I keep picturing them. And now imagining what that witness saw, it's unbearable. I pray I'm wrong, I really do." Another resident who had been assisting with the searches described a similar chilling sense of foreboding. "I walked the woods, calling their names, and at one point, I thought I saw something lying under the trees. I froze. Could it have been them? I don't know. I still don't know. The fear, it stayed with me the entire day." The community's collective anxiety deepened. Streets were quieter than usual, doors were closed, and parents clutched their own children tightly. Every shadow, every rustle of leaves, every unexplained sound became a source of dread. The thought that Lilly and Jack may no longer be alive hung over the town like a dark cloud, impossible to ignore. Even as authorities followed every lead, every tip, and every possibility, the haunting eyewitness account remained a focal point of the investigation. It reminded the community, and the nation watching, of the fragility of life, the devastating weight of uncertainty, and the heartbreak that comes when innocence vanishes without explanation. The possibility of tragedy loomed over Lansdowne Station. Every memory of the children, their laughter, their games, their small, ordinary moments was now tinged with fear and sorrow. The question on everyone's mind, could Lilly and Jack still be alive, or had that witness glimpsed the unthinkable? Months have passed since Lilly and Jack Sullivan disappeared, and the mystery continues to grip the nation. Every street in Lansdowne Station, once quiet and peaceful, now carries the weight of unanswered questions. Investigators have scoured every possible location, followed hundreds of leads, and reviewed countless tips. Yet the children remain missing. The uncertainty hangs over the town like a heavy fog. Eyewitnesses continued to recount what they saw, or thought they saw, on that fateful morning. One neighbor described the haunting memory that still lingers in their mind. "I saw Lilly spinning in the yard, Jack running behind her, both so full of life, and then I saw a figure near the edge of the trees. I can't say for sure what it was, but something didn't feel right. I replayed it over and over. Could that have been the last moment anyone saw them alive?" Another eyewitness, who participated in the early searches, recalled, "I called their names through the woods, hoping for a sound, a sign, anything. And for a moment, I thought I saw movement near a fallen tree. My heart raced. I ran over, but there was nothing. That moment has haunted me every day since." Authorities have emphasized the importance of every small detail. Forensic teams re-examined areas near the property, surveillance footage from nearby homes was reviewed again, and even minor tips were pursued meticulously. Yet each lead seems to raise more questions than answers, leaving the investigation in a state of tense uncertainty. The community, united in grief, holds vigils and shares memories. Candles flicker in the evening wind, each flame a symbol of hope, a plea for answers. Parents watch their children more closely, neighbors whisper prayers, and the town collectively braces for updates, fearful and desperate at the same time. The lingering questions continue to weigh on everyone's mind. Could the eyewitness who feared the children were dead have been accurate, or was it a tragic misinterpretation? Where could Lilly and Jack be now, and who could have been responsible for their disappearance? Are there clues in plain sight that have yet to be discovered? Is there still a chance the children are alive, hiding somewhere unknown? What can the community and the public do to help bring them home? Every day that passes without answers deepens the sorrow, yet strengthens the resolve to continue searching. The case has united a town and captured the attention of a nation, reminding everyone of the fragility of innocence and the urgency of vigilance. Now we turn to you, our viewers. What do you think happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan? Do you believe the eyewitness account suggesting they might be dead? Or could there still be hope? Have you noticed anything in the details of the investigation that others might have missed? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments. Every tip, every insight, every observation matters. Subscribe and follow our channel for every update as the story continues to unfold. Sit down, watch closely, and stay with us. Your attention could help bring justice, answers, or hope. Every watch, every comment, every share keeps the memory of Lilly and Jack alive and keeps the search for truth moving forward.